I'm just processing everything, and the one thing I'm glad because everything discussed, I'm able to keep. I'm a K-12 educator, Rosa, by the way. So the most intriguing part was the case study. That's one thing I haven't heard or seen in everything that I've read, and integrating that into your online portfolio. So I've also done a few, I've managed a few product and courses along the way. So I'm just already processing how I can include that into my online
Yeah.
portfolio.
So think of the case study almost as like a behavioral interview question, right? Where they put you in the scenario, if this, what would you do, right? So pull some of that and create a case study.
Mhm.
And you might have, several that you could showcase that way.
So let's say this, I know there's no stupid questions or anything like that. So I'm imagining what would be a specific label. Would you put a case studies tab on your online portfolio, or what, or would you put projects
You could
and
just call
then
it
list?
projects. You could just call it projects. And, that's up to you how creative you get in labeling it. At the end of the day, what you're doing is showcasing a solution provided, right? So that's what you really want to highlight in your in what you create, right? Is this was the problem. This is how I approached the problem, and this
Mhm.
was the outcome, right? Because that is really going to speak to your communication skills, your organization skills, project management, all of that. I'll give you an example. Right now, we are building some in-house assessments for some of the different roles that we have within the organization, right? Let's say that, we were hiring for an instructional designer, right? So once you go past the pre-screen and, now we've done maybe first interview and we've narrowed it down to everybody on this call, right? And we can't make up our minds because you're all equally great, right? So then we're going to ask you to submit a work sample. And that work sample, we're looking for certain things within that work sample. And then whoever delivers best on that work sample is then who's going to move along to the next process, right? So when you're building your case studies, if you will, or your kind of synopsis or abstract of a situation, think that way. You want them to look at that, and that's going to be the deciding factor that gets you to the end of the line.